Right, now let us see the content of CLAT, what the content it has. What is the type of examination and for how many marks it will be conducted, and what is the duration and what are the weightage of each and every subject there, and what are the topics that will be covered in it. Okay, right. So let us see the subject, or let us see the sections of CLAT examination. CLAT consists of English language, current affairs including general knowledge, that means standard GK, and legal reasoning, logical reasoning, and quantitative techniques. Of course, everybody knows what is English language, reading comprehensions, and so on, so on, so will be there. Okay, that will be discussed by the respective subject expert. And coming to current affairs including standard GK, so this is also everybody knows that what is current affairs, day to day what is going on. Okay, and the corresponding expert will discuss current affairs also for you in AKS. And coming to legal reasoning, this is most beautiful part of CLAT examination. Most of the students will afraid of legal reasoning. Why? Because so reasoning, okay, legal means not even political, legal means law. Okay, so that's why this is most beautiful. Of course, we have a extraordinary faculty for legal reasoning also. Now coming to our topics, logical reasoning and quantitative techniques. These two are come under my portfolio. Okay, logical reasoning means actually in reasoning we can divide it into some different sections, but the examiner uses them in a different perspectives. That's why, so logical reasoning means only some topics, but in the examinations he is giving all the topics, okay, of reasoning. That's why we will discuss each and every topic of logical reasoning. Okay, and the next one is quantitative techniques. Okay, I'll show you what are the topics available in it. Before going to that, I'll give some information regarding what is the duration of the test, and what are the marks assigned for each and every topic, and what are the negative marking, and how many hours the examination will be conducted, and etc. all the things I will discuss. Okay, weightage of each and every topic. Okay, first point, maximum marks are 150 marks. We have 150 questions and 150 marks. That means that each question carries 1 mark. Remember one thing, since each question is giving equal marks for you, so do not spend too much time on any problem. Okay, so the next point is maximum duration for the given examination is 2 hours only. Okay, 120 minutes, 150 questions. Where you are lucky is you have so many questions from theory, that's why you can save the time there and you can utilize it in legal reasoning, logical reasoning, English and quantitative techniques. Okay, right, good. So next point is multiple choice questions, all are, okay, 150 questions of 1 mark each, and all are multiple choice questions. No need to do any solution there. Whether you mark the right answer or not, that is enough. Okay, that's why in aptitude, in reasoning, we have so many beautiful shortcuts. We will discuss in them in the class, so that in the examination nobody asks you that whether you go for the regular procedure or not, have you done in the conventional manner or not. Nobody asks you, right? So the fastest way of answering plays vital role in it. Okay, so we will discuss it. Okay, this is multiple choice question, and the most dangerous one is 0.25 marks for each wrong answer. Each wrong answer carries some negative marks. That is the important point. Okay, that's why do not blindly answer all the questions. Okay, each wrong answer carries 0.25 mark. Okay, right, now let us see the weightage of each and every topic. Okay, so come to this. Yeah, first one, subject English language. If you take, you will get 28 to 32 questions, or roughly we can say that 20% of the paper. 20% of the paper consists of English. Okay, next point, so current affairs including standard GK, 35 to 39 marks, that means 25% of the paper. Okay, my dear personals. So next point, so logical reasoning also have same number of questions, 35 to 39. So again 25% of the paper consists of legal reasoning. Okay, and logical reasoning 28 to 32 marks, and means another 20% from logical reasoning. Okay, and coming to quantitative techniques, 13 to 17, that means just 10% of the weightage. This is the total weightage of your examination. Okay, and the next point is, so now we should know what are the content available in these two, especially logical reasoning and quantitative techniques. What are the subjects that are available? What are the topics that are available? I'll show you one by one. Okay, right, good. See the first one, coming to logical reasoning, since it has a 20% of the weightage, that means more weightage comes from this one. So we should know what are the topics available here. Okay, first one, series. Series has two series. Number one, number series. number 2 letter series. Okay, don't worry, we will discuss both here. Okay, apart from these two, we have some other called alphabetic series. They will say actually letter series and alphabetic series meaning is same, but the type of questions asked will be different. Okay, we will discuss both here. Okay, number series, letter series, and even alphabet series also we will discuss here. Next one, analogy. In analogy, we have 3 types of analogy. Okay, so letter analogy, word analogy, and a number analogy. A beautiful topic. Okay, so here the beauty of letter analogy is if you are perfect in letter analogy, coding decoding is completed, which is the most important one in the entire logical reasoning. And coming to word analogy, if you want to do the word analogy, so there your standard GK and current affairs will be tested, especially standard GK will be tested there. Okay, so that means it covers English, it covers geography a little bit, not the entire, it covers a little bit of history, geography, polity, economy, or standard GK like standard GK like which is the highest peak, okay, etc., everything will be covered in analogy. And odd man out, again we have 3 types of odd man out: number, letter, and word odd man out. Its another name is classification. Okay, right, it is a simple one and a beautiful one. Okay, so in these two there are some set of mistakes that the students will do. Those are quite common, those are regular in the examinations, that I will discuss in the class clearly. Each and everything I will discuss. Okay, and the next point is coding decoding. So if you observe, suppose if I say something in English, in general the entire world can understand it as almost. But if I set an examination, if I set the paper of CLAT, suppose if I send it through internet, or if I speak regarding it with someone in a phone conversation or in a mail, something in a regular English language, everybody can snoop it. There are so many malwares, there are so many viruses in the internet, right? So those persons will intentionally take the data, steal the data and reveal to you. That's why what I have to do is I should encrypt it. In computer language we will use encryption and decryption. Coming to our reasoning, we will use them as coding and decoding. This is most beautiful topic. Okay, right. So next one, clocks and calendars, blood relations and directions, ranking test, syllogism, non-verbal, and critical reasoning. Okay, non-verbal reasoning has so many subtopics, like again in non-verbal reasoning we have series, we have analogy, we have odd man out, so we have figure completion, we have matrix completion, we have dot situation, mirror images, water images, and there are so many topics that are available in non-verbal reasoning. Don't worry, we will discuss each and everything in the class. And the most beautiful part of logical reasoning is critical reasoning. Undoubtedly you will get more number of questions from critical reasoning. That's why I am showing it to you separately. Okay, now let us see the critical reasoning. Yeah, critical reasoning's most important topics are assumptions and conclusions. These two are most important, most important. Okay, why we will call it as a critical reasoning is understanding a given statement in the perfect manner is very difficult. So that too, in which view the author has expressed. Okay, that means suppose I am a narrator, while I am speaking something, you are the listener, right? You should listen the statement and you should feel something, that why Mr. Amarnath has delivered this point to us. Okay, if you imagine others or narrator's point of view, that is known as assumption. Okay, so here understanding the statement is difficult for us in the real life. But here, after completion of these topics, we will get the ability of reading the narrator's mind, okay, reading the what we say listener's mind, and all you can find. That is the beauty of this topic. Okay, and so assumptions means why the narrator said that statement, why the narrator, what is the assumption or what is the view of the narrator, that is known as assumption. What is the view of listener, that is known as the conclusion. Statements and arguments. Suppose if I said some statements, suppose recently government has announced that the women's minimum marriage age has been increased from 18 to 21. So there are some persons who are saying that no, it should be 18 only, it should not be increased. There are some people, those are saying that no, it should be lifted to 21, that is the correct one. Nowadays maturity levels are not much better than the earlier days. That's why it should be increased. So that means there is an argument. We will discuss about such arguments also in the classroom. Okay, right, good. Next one, inferences. Inferences and conclusions, there is no difference almost. Okay, Right. In general, there we will use statements and conclusions. That means if I have given one statement or two statements and I am asking about something conclusion, how the listener observed it or identified it, what he understand from my statement, that is known as statements and conclusion. Instead of giving one or two statements, if I have given a complete paragraph, okay, from that what we can infer means what we can deduct. What we can deduct means what is the conclusion that we can make, that is known as inferences. Cause and effect. Delhi has announced closure of educational institutions and theatres. This is one statement I made. And another statement is Omicron cases or the corona cases are increasing day by day. Okay. If you observe these two statements, simply we can say that since the Omicron is increasing, the educational institutions were closed. That means we can say that the cause is Omicron increasing and the effect of it is the educational institutions and theatres were closed in Delhi, right? So this is known as cause and effect. Similar statement. Similarly, these two are almost same, assertions and reasoning, okay? Right, and the last one is course of action. So in general, so if a student, if some thief came to your house, how will you respond? Okay, some people will say that I'll call the police. Okay, so when will the police will come, and meanwhile what the thief will do? He will steal everything, right? So that means that is not the best course of action. Yes, it is also a course of action which is not immediate. In course of action, what we have to do is, we should discuss about the immediate course of action that we have to do, okay? That is known as course of action. Of course, suppose Omicron entered India, so it is shaking the country, then what, suppose this is a statement given by one person, okay? Immediately some person will say that what is the course of action that we have to do? Some people will say that immediately put the lockdown to the nation. So this is violent decision. Putting the lockdown is last step. Why? Because, okay, if you put the lockdown, so entire India will be disturbed. From common man to, so the nation, like GDP and growth rate, everything will be affected a lot. Am I right? That's why we should not do such violent decisions instantly. So for that, as the Omicron is increasing, the preferable course of action is wear the mask properly, continuously, and avoid the places as much as possible where crowd is there. And of course, if it is not required, do not go out. If it is not mandatory, do not go out and have something. Okay, do not go out and spend your time. Okay, spend your time preciously with your home. Okay, or sanitize your hands regularly. Do not touch your eyes, ears, nose, and all without sanitizing your hands. Okay, this type of things that we have to do first. That is the immediate course of action. Okay, that's why course of action means immediately what are the things that we can take. This is known as the logical reasoning that we are going to cover. It is a beautiful one. Coming to quantitative techniques, here there is a huge debate going on in this aptitude, that is quantitative techniques. Some people will feel that only data interpretation, ratios, ages, averages, like 3-4 topics are enough. But that is not sure, because he is using some beautiful words that data analysis and problem solving. Whenever he uses data analysis and problem solving, that means that all the topics will be covered. Okay, that's why in AKS the beauty is that, so even in reasoning we are not leaving a single topic, we are covering each and every model, each and every topic of it. Similarly, for aptitude also we are completing all the topics. Okay, so here I have grouped them in a different way. Why should I give every time like with a bullets like this? Okay, generalized. That's why I have classified them into different ones. Commercial mathematics means interest profiles. Okay, interest, profit and loss, and discounts, percentages, partnership. This is known as commercial mathematics. Okay, and modern mathematics, permutations, combinations, clocks and calendars. Of course, clocks and calendars we can discuss even in reasoning also. And coming to data interpretation, the most beautiful one, undoubtedly you will get more and more number of questions from data interpretation. Be careful. Okay, but if you want to be perfect in data interpretation, you should be perfect in percentages as well as calculation part. Don't worry, for calculation we will discuss even Vedic maths. Okay, right. Coming to arithmetic, we have some topics like number system, LCM, HCF. These two are together. Logarithms and functions, fractions, decimals. Okay, roots and surds and indices, simplifications, ratios and proportions. Okay, time and work, averages, time and distance. All the topics we will discuss. We are not even leaving single topic. Why? Because We don't want to play with your life, okay? So this is not one of the chance that you have, this is the only chance that you have. That's why what we are doing is, so we are not leaving any stone so to crack it. That means each and every topic we will cover, so that in the examination if he is not giving all the topics, it's not a problem for you. But if he has given a question, you should not cry. That's why we are planning all these topics. Hope you understand, my dear boys and girls. Get ready for the CLAT coaching.